let's get ready for a garden bed makeover. Let's clean all this up and see what we have to work with. Love to see the bees on the flowers. I really want to plant a whole nother round of flowers for these guys. Well, here's my pile so far that I've gotten, and it's looking a lot cleaner. I mean, granted, you got all those weeds in the back, but this looks a million times better. I still got to come in here and get some of these chamber bitters out of here. And I need to water these guys. If it doesn't rain this evening, I've got to come back and water, because I did not actually do that yesterday like I said I was going to do this morning. I was supposed to get up at 5, and my body decided that no, it was like, no, we're just going to sleep. And so I ended up waking up at like 6:40, which is what I call rush hour traffic in my house in the mornings, because my son's getting up to get ready to go to work, and he's in a bathroom, and my husband has just gotten home from work and he's in a bathroom, and that's just an awful time to have to get up and try to function. So rush hour traffic, I got right up in the middle of it, so I didn't make it out here till almost 8:40, and we're going on noon now. And it is spicy outside. But this looks like a whole different place, and that's a whole nother ballgame. Those are actually raised beds. I know that you actually can't see. There you go. Look at how awful that looks. All this is coming out though. We're pulling these whole raised beds. I'm moving them. When we put them in, I did measure, but it's too tight for the lawnmower to get in here. So we're actually going to move those out into this more open space that I have over here. So far, so good. We will continue. I still got weeds over there, but I'm not going to do it right now. We are done for the day. And then it's like on to everything else. Like that whole section over here. And I've got to pull beans down. Yeah, just too much. Too much. But this looks pretty good for the first 3 hours of work. Weedless beds. This onion bed looks a lot better. I actually literally forgot that I had onions down here, and I have buried them, so they're not doing very good, but we can harvest something out of them. But these look pretty good considering basils are still kind of going a little bit, but we got this little section and this little section done, and that is all we got done today, and that whole trellis. So I feel like that's a day's worth of work. Guys, it is hot. I am so flushed. I think I'm gonna call it. It is like 11:40 a.m. and it is excruciatingly hot out here. I've already got like a sunburn probably. I am so red and hot. This is not burnt. This is just flush from being so sweaty. And this hat, you would think that a 6-inch around or 4-inch around would cover a lot. It's not helping. So we're gonna call it, and we'll come back out tomorrow when it may be a little cooler. We keep getting a little bit of cloud coverage. I may come out here this evening, but I don't know. I'm so tired from being out here. I've been out here for approximately 3 hours, I think, already this morning. Yeah, around 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So I'm done for now, and we'll check back in later. Whew. That is a lot of weeds. We still got so much to go. So I'm gonna do a part 2 when I finish this. We're just gonna put out part 1, and we're gonna go take a look at the beds real quick that we finished weeding, so you get a good look at what it looks like without all of this chaos behind it. Okay, step 1 complete is all of the weeds are out of these beds and out of the blocks. Cannot wait to get cat blocks so that I don't have this weed problem here. But they look pretty good. Look pretty good. Look better. I gotta get this pokeweed out of here, but I need to dig it out with a tiny shovel because the roots are so deep. But every time I dig it out, it just grows back. So I think I'm gonna try some vinegar and see if that will work. So far, this is all I got of these weeds in the back. So it'll be garden bed makeover from this point forward. Already looks a ton better. I've got to get a few more weeds out of that corner right there, and that's it. But this is a little bit of chaos. It comes up pretty easy, but I got to get in here. I've got this stupid Bermuda grass everywhere in here, and so it just kind of winds in the ground and ties everything down. So I don't want to pull up all of my flowers, and I have a Mexican sunflower coming up here. So I got to weed around stuff. There's some over there of the zinnias, and I've got lots more stuff planted in here. There's some, what do you call it? Catnip and some anise, and there's some more flowers over there, and then there's some flowers here. There's some mums, and there's some yarrow right here that I trimmed down because it was going to seed, but it's about to put back out down here. So yeah, part one complete. I only got this little tiny bit cleared out, so stay tuned for the final results in part two. So in cleaning this bed over here, my ADHD kicked in. This is a lot of the weeds that I pulled out of this area and this area. So in my previous picture, you could not even see in here in a video I did maybe a couple weeks ago, but I'll try to pull up a picture or a clip of a video to show you the before. And so I moved over here and started working, and so I cleaned up all this. My paths were full of grass, so I have spent all day out here cleaning this up, cutting down all the vines. Hey, half pint. There are some weeds over here that I still got to clean up, but I weeded my okra, so it actually all the way down is weeded. The paths are weeded. I pulled out all these old stinky tomatoes. I actually cleared the rose hedge out so we could weed eat back here finally to keep it down, and voila. So much better than before. I can walk through here. I can see everything. I still have these tomatoes that are going, but everything else is kind of done for the season. But yeah, this is what sidetracked does. You get sidetracked, you do something totally different. I do have to duck underneath here because I did not make my hoop big enough. I did make it big enough for me to walk under, but with the loofahs all hanging down, it's quite congested up under here. I think it turned out absolutely phenomenal. Looks great. And I am happy with the results of all of these weeds. And let me walk over here so you can see. All of this is thrown out all the way around the garden. So I've got to clean all this up so my husband doesn't get mad that I made a mess in the yard and he has to cut it. But I'm just going to rake it all up in this pile and be done with it.